I went to Congo. I went to Djibouti, Rwanda, Nairobi, Kenya, South Africa. I was been in a lot of those places, and I'm going, hey, you know, Black American, I'm proud. We've accomplished a great deal. Do they really feel like we're connected with? Until I went to Ghana. Everything changed. Like what happened was I found out, I got roots in Ghana. That's my lineage. But I'm not one of those people who just like is going to get on the bandwagon. I'm back in Mother Africa and all this kind of stuff. But one thing that occurred to me is think about if you run into an Asian dude on the street and you say, well, where are you from? And he says, I'm from Cleveland. My people are from Cleveland. You'd be like, that's not right. Where are you from? No, Cleveland. It's stupid, right? It's silly to think that man's beginnings were from Cleveland. You know, there's more to this story. It's exactly the same for us, for me. When I would say South Carolina and Louisiana.
So hello and welcome back to another remarkable episode on Black Street Tonight Africa Rising channel. And you know, when we sit down like this, we are bringing you something with the ice on top. Alright, so I'm just chance on this remarkable episode with Michael Jai White. I don't know if the name is Jay or Jai. Well, if it's in Ghana, it should be something like a Jay, you know, yeah, Black Americans, so they brutalize it into Jai. So by the way, Michael Jai White sat on DJVLAD channel, which has about 5.5 million subscribers. Man, if I get a 0.5, that should be over 500,000, man. But anyway, so he sat on that channel, which, I mean, just to give you the perspective that a lot of people watch, have subscribed, and a lot of people have actually watched that particular video. And he recounts his life experience in Ghana, and that will blow your mind. Let's take a listen. And then I'll join you here.
Think about it for a second.
That's a good point.
And the fact that I knew that there was a bigger trek that started in Ghana. And believe me, I'm not one of those that like, I want to hold on to mother. No, I was cool being a Black American and very proud of it. But damn it, I realized that me telling myself that South Carolina was enough, oh, that's some bullshit. For me, I can only speak for me. But when I went back and the way I felt, man, I wish this for anybody Black living in this country. When I learned about Ghana and when I went back there, it felt different from every place else because I felt like, oh, shoot, when I landed in Ghana and I looked around, I'm like, yo, if you put a Nike shirt on this cat right there, he looks like he could be walking right on Ventura. And I clearly saw where the slaves came from because I'm going, these look exactly like American Black people right now. And to know that we weren't slaves, man. We were absolutely talented farmers and technical people, like, because that was the industry in Africa. You had to know how to farm. They kidnapped successful working people to build the country.
Yeah.
But psychologically, slaves is the term. Okay? And believe me, I'm not that cat that's like, yes, I'm not this dude. I'm not that guy because there's not something in me that feels like something's missing and I got to put that in there. Till I realized and I went there, I can never look at myself the same.
So welcome back. So in case you were wondering, who is this guy? Man, so Michael Jai White, it's one of the Black sensational phenomenon when it comes to what we call like karate movie, you know, like those fighting films, right? Yeah, like, I mean, he's in most of your action movies. if you don't find Will Smith, I mean, for some time now, I think Michael J. White is in all the action movies, like all the popular ones that you can think of. You can think about Batman, Soul of the Dragon. You can also think of As Good as Dead, Commando, Rogue Hostage, One More Shot. Come on. So there's a lot of them, right? All these movies you've seen on the screen, Michael J. White had a role to play. If not the lead role, he had a role to play. So he is popular when it comes to, I mean, action movie in the Western side. But then he recount the fact that he was famous and he decided, you know, to, of course, he's popular. He would like to travel to a lot of places. So he's been to a lot of African countries. But then he realized when he stepped in Ghana, the feeling was different. Now, as you all listen, he talks about the fact that the people just look like him. The people are polite. He had the opportunity to visit some of these slave castles, right? Trust me, the first time I visited a slave castle was in 2002. I was young. I didn't even know what was going on in my mind, but I felt sad, and it has always remained in my heart and my soul. And yes, you can't dwell in the past. You can't really dwell on the past, and so we have to throw all that away and move on as humanity. But then the fact that you have to think about where you genuinely, right, where genuinely you are from, is something that it's indispensable in the conversation. The scenario he gave was very perfect. It's just like when you meet a Chinese. Let's say you meet a Chinese, whether in China or outside, and you ask the person, where are you from? The person says, I'm from Manchester, and you know, hey. All right, Manchester is where you live. Your parents are there, but I mean, where? You know, you're expecting the person to say any of the Koreas or Japan or China or Vietnam or Indonesia or Thailand. I mean, you just sometimes you might even consider Filipino. I mean, it could be anywhere in the Asia, I mean, region, apart from where the person will mention, right? So there's that psychology, and that is true. That is history. That's where most of these people are from. And so that when Ghana launched that year of return, in fact, a lot of Ghanaians thought it was a joke, but it has brought this eye-opening, right, and life-changing. And I think it's even good, right, for the Western countries. And I say this because of, I'll give you an example, right? There's this dude, I think he's a teenager, like maybe in the 17s or 18s, right? And then he thought life was all about having fun. I mean, going to school, high school, having some of the girls. I mean, sometimes you associate with people, with some, I mean, people of your age, and so some of them will sell crack and all that, and I mean, you end up getting caught. You might spend some time in jail and all that, and you don't even, the person wasn't even taking the education serious. I mean, he was trailing in all the grades, and since we don't fail here in America, I think they just let them go through, and maybe based on your grade, you know whether you're going to college or not. But he had a visit to Ghana, and then he realized that, man, I'm joking. I mean, there are people who are smarter than I am, who are taller than I am, who are handsome than I am, who don't have the opportunity that I have. And so this guy came back to America and realized, no, man, there are people out there who are calmer, who are more polite, and don't even have the opportunity that I have. People who are stressed and struggling. Young boys have to stay on the street, gather money, go pay their own tuition, and stay in classroom to be taught. Here, you don't have to figure all that out. And it's like that when some of these celebrities also take that trip, especially to Ghana, because that is where you are going to see the politeness of the Africans. Especially when you go to the coastal areas, you're going to see diverse people who career people who are also polite, like people who have money and are still polite. People who have money and will still treat you like human. People who have money.
I've been to like 9 to 12 countries in Africa. And one thing I learned is that everybody talks like this. They talk this way. And I'm like, what? Realizing we're loud as hell. We are loud as hell in comparison, man. Everybody's genteel in the way that they speak, and it's very educated. And,
There are career people, there are people who are, and so Michael J. White shares his experience when he went there, and he even, like, he wanted to tell people that if you really want to value what you have here, it's not about where you are from. That's not even, that conversation just came in with a scenario. But in order for you to appreciate what you have here in America, where you have everything at your beck and call, you can be anything you want to be. Take that trip, go there, see your own kind, your own people, and the struggle that people are going through, trying to make ends meet. Even in that struggle, they are still making things work. When you come back here, trust me, you don't play with your life. And I think for me, I would appreciate if the federal or state government of the US will actually take this, will sponsor some of these trips, take some of these societal recalcitrants, take them to Africa on a controlled trip. I mean, it has to be controlled, and bring them back. Trust me, that would be the best therapy or the best rehabilitation process for them. It might not be the American jails, trust me. I mean, most of these American jails are privatized, and so, I mean, those jails also have to make money, right? But if you really want to integrate people, like really reintegrate them into society, let's take them there. Take them to the slave castles. Let them understand history. Let them see what their kinds were, where genuinely they are from. I mean, yeah, they are from America. The Americans, their lifestyle or their great grandparents were even born here. But the thought or the fact is, every black complexion person, whether you are in the Caribbean or wherever you are, you have something to do with our continent called Africa. That is it. That is it. You just like how white Americans have something to do with Europe, one way or the other, right? So you listen to that conversation and you realize that is deep. Like that scenario he gave about the China. I've lived in China, right? I've lived in China. I know how the Chinese operate. I know how they think. Chinese are very generous, but that's not for free. Yeah. So, but in Ghana or in Africa, I saw somebody would do something for you genuinely without expecting nothing in return. Like, no. If they want to dupe you, yeah, they are planning to dupe you right from day one. But if they want to help you, they've been planning with a help. Like just how they thrown him as a king, right? He talks about he being thrown as a king. So let me give you this, AJ White. So in Ghana, like even if I go back as a Ghanaian and I visit another tribe and I go in my Land Cruiser or my Lamborghini or whatever, trust me, they are going to make me a king. And the title they will give me will be quote unquote a development king, like someone who has to see to it that the community develops. So in one way or the other, you can help with your resources or with your personality, your fame to bring development to that community, and it is a very cherished throne. So congratulations. I don't know what stool name they gave you or what throne it is that you got, but trust me, it is the work that is expected that you said you are doing when you granted that interview on DJVLAD, when you said that you're already integrated with some African studios and all that to try and see how you can help. That is it. You are living your title out.
Of course, we've been sold a bill of goods about what Africa is. But I've been, ever since being out there, I'm making partnerships with companies in Africa for film and TV, and I'm trying to bring everybody to that. I want to build this bridge because, there's international movies. I didn't know, bro, till I went to Africa, how famous I was out there. I had no clue.
And I hope you visited. You went there 2018. Try to go there again after the return and all that. Talk to your folks. Let people come. Let them experience it because it's a life-changing journey. I keep saying it. It's not because I'm from Ghana, right? But even me, anytime I step foot in Ghana, and I'll be going there regularly and often, anytime I step foot in Ghana, there's this refreshness and there's this new cycle. When you stay outside from should I say reality life, from your home for a long time, you tend to forget about how things are working there. Like things progress without you one way or the other. So anytime I go to Ghana, there's this refreshness, there's this, it's like formatting the decks and putting in, like formatting your windows and putting fresh windows. Like you see, like a new chapter or a new beginning. You sort of see that, and it works with all the cells and the tissues in your body. Like that psychic works every part of your body. And I hope, I'm not saying black Americans to go and leave it. No, we don't have land for you. We don't have places for you. But try to frequent there. And you see that it's one of the best processes. Like, you wouldn't be loud, you wouldn't even challenge the cops to get killed, because you realize that there's another life apart from what you've learned from here. I know, maybe because of I just don't know. Like what Jay White said, some of the black Americans here are really loud, like really loud. But then you go to Ghana and you might always say, yeah, pardon. Like in my class, right? Anytime we have meeting with my cohort, like anything I say, someone has to say, yeah, Bernard, what did he say? Come again, Bernard. And I realized, am I not speaking loud? And in my family, I'm the loudest. I can tell you that. I am the loudest. So I don't want to make this video unnecessarily long. If you want to listen to the full interview, it's like 10 minutes, but I mean, I gotta react to it and tell you the reason. And not just Ghana, visit Nigeria, visit any other African country and you get an experience. But Ghana is where I prefer like you do it last, because if you go to Ghana, you might not take the trip to any other country in Africa, because Ghana might be your stop. A lot of people made a mistake. They stopped in Ghana first and they couldn't visit any other country in Africa. So go to all the other places and do Ghana last, and you'll never regret it. Once again, my name is Ben Carson. This is the Black Sweet Tonight African Rising channel. And so when we chance on things like this, revolving the blacks and the diaspora and all, we gotta comment about it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if today is your first time, and share this video. Let somebody watch and see what's going on in Ghana and the reason why your brother or your friend or you yourself has to take that trip. I'll see you in my next episode.